My name is Renee Van Dornick, and here at Michael's home, I'm an ABA therapist, and at his high school, my title is Educational Assistant. My main job is to work with Michael as his one-on-one assistant, and I've been working with him in total almost 2 years. Michael sort of falls at the lower functioning end. He's has a lot of issues with communication and also social skills. But you know, especially at school, you see kids who are very high functioning and very intelligent and have very good language skills, but are just a little awkward in terms of how to use those language skills with other people, things like eye contact. With Michael at home, it's a lot of ABA table work and learning language and flashcards and sort of like the base sort of for what he's learning. And then at school, it's more applied. So the program he's in an access program. So it's a lot of low-functioning kids with different special needs, and they sort of range from like learning to cook or like doing physical activity or learning jobs, or yeah, it's just more applied. We look at teaching Michael something new. We look at how he already learns or the behaviors that he uses or how he's learning, and then we'll take data on it and record what's effective or what isn't effective, and then we'll meet together and decide where we go from there. So it's sort of a more scientific approach or a methodical approach to learning. So he uses discrete trial training in his table work. So a lot of very small, I guess, demands or questions with like a very specific answer and then a reward right after it. Some of the challenges of working with children with autism, I mean, they are different for every child because everyone's different, their personalities are different, their needs are different, their diagnosis is different. But, you know, it's really, children with autism tend to be really inflexible. And so if you're doing extracurricular activities, it's a lot harder to control the environment. So if we're at table work, I can pretty much dictate everything that's going on and what's going to happen and what the response is going to be. But with being out swimming at the pool, you can't control who's in line for the slide or what's happening in the change room or whether there's a locker available and things like that. And those things are a big deal if you have autism. And you know, it's sort of hard to get around, and you have to be really creative with how that's going to be okay. Like we do a little bit of discrete trial in terms of like, you know, shoot the basketball 5 times and then he gets a reinforcer, but it's really few and far between from day to day. Some days like Michael's perfect and he's having a great time, and other days, you know, there might be self-injury or he's having a bad day or he's feeling sick or something's going on and he can't really communicate it. So there's a lot of behaviors that are difficult to deal with around that. Like again, ABA I think is really helping him in terms of he's moving forward in his academic learning and his basically his life. But I do find that taking him swimming and taking him out, it really helps his general mood. He's a lot happier when he's active. It really decreases a lot of his negative behaviors and a lot of his need to hurt him, like to use self-injury or other things like that.
Well, we could do basketball instead, maybe.
I really love taking him swimming because he's so happy when he's there, and I really do think that it's beneficial to have leisure activities that you enjoy in the day. Like obviously it decreases his anxiety and his stress, and it's enjoyable, and he's getting exercise. And I mean, it's also a nice way where I can teach him skills around it too. I mean, I can work on his changing independently, his showering. Afterwards, we buy chips and pop from the vending machine, and he's learning to do that on his own. And it's all sort of a really reinforcing environment. So just having that really positive experience around it, really, it's a great way to introduce more learning.
My name is Sandra Evans, and I'm the Program Director of the Richmond Therapeutic Equestrian Society. Therapeutic riding, it's a very interesting therapeutic activity in that the individuals who participate are having a lot of fun, and they really don't realize the physical benefit, the emotional benefit that they're getting the whole time they're on the horse and participating. Well, the physical benefits include improved balance, improved strength, coordination. For individuals who have mobility problems, it helps to mobilize the joints. A lot of kids initially are just scared, absolutely frightened. They're not going to go near the horse, and it may even take us 2 to 3 weeks before we can get a helmet and a belt on the child and get them even close enough to a horse, let alone getting on the horse. And this same child, more often than not, within 6 to 8 weeks, is sitting on the back of a horse with a pad and a surcingle, riding, experiencing that movement, and laughing and smiling. It is so much fun to be involved with. Our volunteers have a great time. The kids enjoy it. The instructors enjoy it. It's just very positive, and yeah, a lot of fun. I have a son myself who has autism, who is 17 years old. Yeah, he was diagnosed just before his 3rd birthday. We have to keep his day very structured, provide an awful lot of activities for him, because he's not the kind of kid that's going to go out, take a bus and go out with his friends, so I make sure that he has as much of a structured social life as we can make happen. We make sure he's got adequate support in the schools, just to help him to live as normal a life as possible, putting the supports in that help him to succeed. Yeah, he started therapeutic riding when he was 7 years old, and through therapeutic riding he developed the balance to be able to ride a bicycle. We were able to take the training wheels off his bike when he was about 10 years old. He did not have the balance that he needed to be able to ride a bike, and I'm convinced it's through the therapeutic riding that developed. So now we go mountain biking, and it's wonderful. Yeah, he enjoys it. Wow. That's a tough one to sum up real quick, because there's so many different phases. When you first find out that your child has autism, it's a little bit overwhelming, and you go into the mode, I'm speaking from my own experience, you go into the mode where you want to fix this child, and you move heaven and earth and put every bit of energy that you have into fixing this child. And then there's a phase where comes the realization that you can help them grow, you can help them learn and develop, but you will not fix. So there's all kinds of different phases that you're going to go through. Realize that, and know that you've got a lifetime to make a difference with this child. You don't have to do everything in the first 3 years. I think that's probably the most important thing that I would say.